morning, and for October 27th, this is Chabot News. I'm Sophia Schmagold.
And I'm Dion Higginbotham. Nina Pham was the first person to catch Ebola in the U.S. soil, and now 13 days after testing positive, she has been declared free of the deadly disease. Her first order of business will be to hug her dog, Bentley. She said Friday she invoked God and science in expressing gratitude for her ongoing recovery from a disease that has no established cure. I feel fortunate and blessed to be standing here today. She said, throughout the ordeal, I have put my faith in God and my medical team. Pham, 26, who grew up in a Vietnamese family in Fort Worth, Texas, graduated with a nursing degree in 2010 and just months ago received a certification in critical care nursing, which deals with life-threatening problems. Pham was among the doctors and nurses in Dallas who threatened Eric Duncan, the first person to be diagnosed with Ebola in the United States. His diagnosis came after he returned from a trip to West Africa, and he died on October 8th. 3 days later, Pham tested positive for Ebola virus, becoming the first person in the United States to contract Ebola on the American soil. That sent waves of anxiety through the network of healthcare workers and beyond. President Barack Obama met with Pham on Friday afternoon in the Oval Office. Prayer sustained her, and she thanked people around the world who prayed for her. Pham told reporters Friday at the National Institute of Health Hospital in Bethesda, Maryland, the nation saw a cheerful and composed Pham dressed in a bright turquoise top and matching necklace. When she strolled to a bank of microphones, moments after Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said she was free of the virus.
Video surveillance posted to social media sites effectively led to the arrest of a man suspected of burglarizing a Fremont business earlier this month. Amador Castenda of Hayward was allegedly seen in film burglarizing computer and video production equipment from a business in the 43100 block of Osgood Road between the hours of 2:46 a.m. and 4:30 a.m. on October 4th, according to Fremont police. The video, shared by the owner of the business through the social media, and photos were subsequently shared by Fremont police on Facebook, resulting in a tip regarding Castenda. Officers followed up on the information and located Castenda near his residence and took him into custody without incident during a traffic stop. Detectives recovered the item lost from the commercial burglary in Castenda's vehicle, while a subsequent search warrant for a storage unit belonging to Castenda turned up property, tracing him to at least 9 additional burglaries that have occurred throughout the Bay Area. Anyone with any information related to this case is asked to call Detective Sean Decker at 510-790-6900.
7 people were transported to the hospital late Thursday after a car crashed into a restaurant in Dublin. Officials said the driver, a 56-year-old woman, was trying to park in front of a Los Parisios in the 74 block of Village Parkway around 6:15 p.m. when she accidentally accelerated, police said. She crashed into the crowded restaurant, injuring 6 people inside, several of them seriously. All injured people were taken to the local hospitals for treatment, but police said all are expected to survive their injuries. The driver is also being treated for injuries sustained in the crash.
Events are planned Wednesday on the first anniversary of the fatal shooting of 13-year-old Andy Lopez by a Sonoma County Sheriff's deputy, southwest of Santa Rosa. Deputy Eric Gelhaus shot Andy 7 times as he walked along Moreland Avenue with an airsoft BB gun designed to resemble an AK-47 rifle. Santa Rosa police, who investigated the shooting, said Gelhaus believed the weapon was real, and friends of Andy have said an orange tip on the gun indicating it was fake was either taken off or broken off. There have been rallies and protests following the fatal shooting and after Sonoma County District Attorney Jill Ravitch announced in July that Gelhaus would not face criminal charges, as well as when Gelhaus returned to patrol duty in August. Rallies will take place today at the state capitol in Sacramento at noon, at Oakland's Frank Ogawa Plaza at 1 p.m., and at Sonoma State University at noon, and are part of a national day to end police brutality and stop mass incarceration. There will be a potluck and candlelight vigil between 4 and 8 p.m. The Sonoma County Board of Supervisors is trying to buy 2 properties at the site for an Andy Lopez Memorial Park, and the supervisors heard more public comment Tuesday afternoon about the fatal shooting and the deputies returned to patrol duty. To mark the anniversary,
Retired Los Angeles Laker Magic Johnson became famous for dishing out assists to his teammates during his Hall of Fame basketball career. Now, as an entrepreneur focused on minority markets, he says he is ready to help Silicon Valley hire more blacks and Latinos to diversify the technology industry's largely white and Asian workforce. Johnson believes his own Beverly Hills-based company could connect major technology employees with more African American and Hispanic engineers if they're called upon him. Magic Johnson Enterprises provides financial and consulting for business seeking to operate in cities with large minority populations. The lack of diversity has embarrassed an industry that prides itself on the progressive thinking and meritocratic policies. Google, Apple, and Facebook has all vowed to take steps to create workforces that look more like the overall population. Silicon Valley has a lot of ground to make up. Intuitive African Americans make up just 4% of its workforce, while Latinos present 6%. It's even worse at Google and Facebook, where just 2% of the U.S. staff is black. Cutting across the U.S. in all industries, 12% of the workforce is black and 14% is Hispanic. Johnson was mentioned in the racially charged remarks that led to the NBA's ouster of Los Angeles Clippers Donald Sterling, who denigrated Johnson as a bad role model for children because he had HIV. More recently, Johnson criticized Atlanta Hawks ownership and management for derogatory comments about blacks. Unlike those situations, Johnson isn't interpreting the Silicon Valley diverse issues as a sign of Boolean discrimination. We'll be back more with Chabot News after this break.
You need to move the camera a little bit because I cannot read the...
This is Michelle Thompson. We are here in San Francisco for Pier 39's 35th anniversary. Tonight we will be enjoying lots of fun food, some festivities, great music from 99.7's DJ. Also, we will be attending the fireworks show at 8:30 p.m. tonight. Pier 39 is a 45-acre waterfront complex that is a popular tourist destination in the San Francisco Bay Area and features shopping, dining, and events and attractions for the whole family. It is known for its spectacular views of the San Francisco Bay Area, such as of the Golden Gate Bridge, Bay Bridge, Alcatraz, and the California Sea Lions. This October marks the 35th anniversary of the running of the pier and will be celebrated with fireworks, free neon face painting, and music played by DJ LP of Radio's 99.7 Now, every Saturday night of this month.
Came to eat at Neptune. It's our first time here in San Francisco. We've never been outside of San Diego County, besides LA County. Yeah, so this is our first time here, and it's awesome. We love it. Everybody's really nice, and yeah, we're really hungry, so we're gonna the anniversary, Pier 39. Woo!
Came out here because she loves San Francisco. She's a city girl. I'm an East Bay guy, so she drags me out from time to time to, get cultivated and so on and so forth. So good food, lots of people, lots of things to see, right? Get our pictures drawn or whatever.
For the first time.
Happy 35th anniversary, Pier 39.
Yay!
This is Michelle Thompson for Chabot College News reporting from Pier 39.
Migrants seeking refuge in the Bay Area after fleeing Central America violence got a boost from the Oakland City Council on Tuesday night when it voted unanimously to offer them $5,077 in legal aid. The money will pay for lawyers to defend hundreds of children, teenagers from being deported to Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras. They include a 3-year-old Honduran girl and her 5-year-old brother who crossed into the United States in June and appeared at a crowded and emotional charged city hall hearing last week. Oakland is the third U.S. city after San Francisco and New York City to pay for lawyers to defend them children. California has also committed $3 million statewide, and the federal government is paying $9 million to subsidize legal defense in the cities with the largest concentrations of child migrants, including Los Angeles. Unlike in criminal courts, immigrants facing deportation have no right to a lawyer, and studies have shown that they are far more likely to be deported without an attorney representing them. Oakland's $5,077 award will go to one fiscal sponsor, Central Legal de la Raza, a nonprofit organization based in East Oakland that has been inundated in recent months will recently arrive children and their families seeking political asylum or other forms of permanent U.S. protection. Central Legal will use some of the money for its own lawyers and distribute the rest to other legal aid groups helping for the children. Chabot faces minimum wage and SSCC hosts town hall meeting for students coming up next after this short break. Wait, what?
A crowd of over 50 Chabot College students gathered at the Event Center Monday, October 6, to attend a discussion forum about minimum wage. Economics and social science instructor Ken Williams led the event alongside fellow colleagues Jamie Flores and Jacob Adams. The forum opened to YouTube video of Barack Obama's State of the Union in 2014 address on the controversial topic. Afterwards, each speaker took turns delivering their opening statements. Ken Williams discusses the issues on minimum wage at a lecture held in the Chabot College Event Center on October 6 in Hayward, California. The forum was brief, lasting a total of 50 minutes, with each speaker taking a minute-long turns to prove their points. It concluded with a question and answer portion with many of the students addressing various minimum wage related issues, including back taxes, subsidization, inflation, and increasing costs of living.
On Tuesday, October 7th, the Student Senate of Chabot College hosted a town hall meeting in the balcony area above the cafeteria to allow students to voice their personal concerns regarding the school. The event invited students to take the floor and offer up suggestions on how the SSCC can improve the experience of Chabot students. The first half of the meeting consisted of students raising their issues and concerns on a variety of topics, including the meaninglessness of students in the cafeteria to creating a new archery class. Students also suggested different solutions to the SSCC. Chabot College students sit at the town hall meeting hosted by Student Senate President Jesse Esquire and the rest of the SSCC on Tuesday, October 7th in the cafeteria to discuss their concerns. As stated by the SSCC President Jesse Esquire, the meeting's best intent was to hear what students wanted to see an improvement on, what they felt could be cut from Chabot, and what the new services can be provided to the benefit of students. Holly Bellington, president of Alpha Gamma Sigma Honor Society, brought up how the bookstore has not accepted her buybacks and how she feels something must be done in order to lower the prices for textbooks. David Zivadera, president of the Able Disabled Club, voiced the need for students to acquire more tutoring services for courses such as math and English. Instructor and SSCC advisor Susanna Tin provided alternatives for online tutoring and scheduling tutors for students who need accommodations. Financial director Luis Flores also described the intent of providing students with bus passes through the semester. He explained how qualified students will pay around $30 for a bus pass. Qualifications will include students needing to take more than 6 units. The terms for having bus passes are still being negotiated with AC Transit. A town hall meeting is scheduled every first and third Monday of the month for students to continue voicing their concerns. After this short break, the opening of the new Farm Burger in Berkeley and more on Proposition 1.
Today I would like to talk to you about marijuana. And no, I'm not going to tell you that it will rot your brain. It's these kind of claims that I'm here to steer you clear of. Yes, marijuana was technically made illegal in 1937, but in recent years, 20 states have seen the plant's medical potential. Marijuana is commonly used as a treatment for the symptoms of glaucoma, depression, epilepsy, anorexia, even AIDS and cancer, without all the side effects of prescription pills that are in some cases just as bad or even worse than the illnesses they are prescribed to treat. Did you know that George Washington and Thomas Jefferson both grew hemp? And even Jesus Christ himself used oils made from cannabis, or as the Bible calls it, cannabosum. Look it up. Need more convincing? Okay. It's estimated that legalizing and taxing weed would bring in $6.2 billion every year. And for all you stoners out there, that's over 12 billion tacos from Jack in the Box. New York City alone wastes $75 million every year in cannabis arrests. And lastly, the single most important benefit of pot is that it makes recording PSAs a lot more fun, if you catch my drift. This message has been brought to you by the Medical Marijuana Society and by KCTH-TV. Later, homies.
Hi, I'm Tussy Joe, and here's an update from the world of sports. Ryan Hoyer threw a 4-yard touchdown pass to Andrew Hawkins early in the fourth and the Cleveland Browns avoided a second straight embarrassing loss by beating the winless Oakland Raiders 23-13 on Sunday. Hoyer's touchdown to Hawkins put the Browns ahead 16-6 shortly after Cleveland's defense came to the rescue. Browns safety Dante Whitner forced a fumble late in the third quarter with a huge hit on Oakland running back Darren McFadden as the Raiders were driving deep into Cleveland territory. Cleveland lost at Jacksonville last week, giving the Jaguars their first win. According to stats, no team in NFL history has lost consecutive games to winless teams in week 7 or later. It was hardly a perfect performance, but the Browns, who were held to 39 yards rushing and converted only 2 of 12 third downs, will take it. Madison Bumgarner smothered the Kansas City Royals for the second time in a week, pitching a fourth hitter that led the San Francisco Giants to a 5-0 victory Sunday night and a 3-2 World Series lead. Bumgarner struck out 8 and walked none, improving to 4-0 in 4 World Series starts. He also allowed 1 run in 31 series innings and an astonishing .29 ERA. Brandon Crawford drove in 3 runs and Juan Perez hit a 2-run double for the Giants, seeking to become only the second NL team to win 3 titles in a 5-year span. James Shield lost to Bumgarner for the second time, allowing 8 hits and 2 runs in 6 innings. In the 41 previous instances, the World Series was 2-2 in the best-of-7 format. The Game 5 winner has taken the title 27 times after a day off. The series resumes Tuesday night at Kansas City's Kauffman Stadium in a rematch of Game 2 starters. Giordano Ventura pitches for the Royals and Jake Peavy for the Giants. For the October 27th edition of Chabot News, I'm Tussie Joe.
And I'm Sophia Schmagold, and thank you for watching Chabot News.